EBC Steve here, FlipSideCT. Hey, thanks for joining me. My last video I showed some some record store finds, and I think Discogs, some Ryan Adams cardinology, yeah, some fun stuff. So yeah, it's been a while. So you know, where do I start? I've been watching what I buy, and haven't been going too crazy. I know about 2 years ago when I started doing videos on the VC, I knew that the albums and vinyl were peaking and growing quickly to purchase, and people jumping on board to buy vinyl. And I knew that with 300 records I wanted to build my collection up and get classics and a lot of things I've always wanted. So I had the opportunity to do that, and I went to a lot of flea markets and tag sales and bought as much as I can. I really cranked things up, basically because I knew eventually the increase of lookers and vendors were going to increase, and it's going to get tougher. So that's what happened. That was the trend. It did come true. When I go everywhere, thrift shops, stores, flea markets, there's just so many people buying to sell the albums, which is painful for me. But anyway, and the young kids, buying up albums too, and that's all great. It's wonderful that people are doing it, and vinyl's doing the comeback. And maybe it's just going to double in 2 years from now. But I wanted to get all the albums I can get for my collection. Hey, it's fun. What I do sometimes, behind me, I got my albums here. I'll just go like this, and just pick a random one out. I won't even look at the album, and just put it on and see what I pick. Again, album and music is cheaper than therapy, and it's a wonderful thing to have. All of you know that. That's why you're watching this. So, I've been slowing down, of course, funds, and especially it's been raining Sundays. My flea market I haven't been going to because of the weather, but just because also that I'm doing a lot of listening. I'm sitting back and just pulling some albums, and it's probably what I might be doing shortly, is just, what I'm spinning, those type of things, and share with you less of mine. But who knows? I think this Sunday I wanted to go to my flea market, so who knows what I'll find. But I'm just being cautious. I only have so much room. So that's my issue too, is the space. My wife got a bunch of albums for me. And I won't talk too much about it, but I'm going to try to get Mrs. FlipSideCT here as a guest and show the albums she picked for me. And some finds. So I just got to get her. Her timing is tough. So that's about it. That's what I wanted to mention. So I got a bunch, and I was going to do this in maybe a couple just to drag it out a little. But I said, hell, I'll show what I got here. And this is Discog purchases and a store and flea market and a friend's sale. So I'm going to put these down. I'm going to jump right into an album that several people have been showing, whether it be vinyl or CD. I know Garen has just shown this, and some people will call it stoner rock, acid rock, hard rock. And the band is Leafhound. This is a reissue, and Growers of Mushroom. 1971, a band from England, Half Speed Master. This was $20 on Discogs, and the album actually had sold, the original, it was up to $1,300 US dollars. So there is a demand for the album, but this just does a great job, this reissue. The band, Peter French, and a bass player from Black Cat Bones, that's a band that some people know about too. They joined together, and I'm just trying to recall the whole history here. But Peter French really is, the big deal about the band, and he went on to the band in '71 came together in about 11 hours, one session. They put this album out. They recorded it, laid it down, and like I said, stoner rock, acid rock is really a cult album. They're calling it, whatever. But it's just, to me, really cool. And the thing about it is, when you listen to it, it sounds... It sounds like Zeppelin. Not the whole thing, but several songs. Peter French sounds like Plant. It's riff-based, cool guitar work. Really a good rock and roll album that you should have. So it's highly recommended, especially Growers of Mushroom. It tells you 1971. So Peter French wound up joining, I want to say Atomic Rooster, with one of their albums, and Cactus he played on, and they're even touring today. They picked up in 2004, and they're doing some tours today. So, cool. All right, so going to quickly go into some ambient music. I know there's not a lot of fans in ambient, but those of you who are, hey, I got this one. Bing and Ruth. Tomorrow Was the Golden Age. There's not much out there talking about this band. Disappointed, but the website doesn't tell you much. But this is an ambient album, and some of it is a little fast, but I love the slower part. And it's a double album, and it's a band I never heard of, and I really enjoy this one. So I stopped at one of the stores, my bookstore, coming home from work, and she had this album, Dancing Jazz, Turk Murphy's Jazz Band. Now, when I watch people's videos, I just love it when you talk about labels. I'm just not into labels, but when you talk about it and how you know which ones sound great, and that's really what the difference is. But I like when people get excited about your 6i. So this is a real clean copy, upbeat jazz, Dixieland type, but fun. This one also, Chet Atkins. I pick up any clean copy I find of his. This is from '67, International Guitar of Chet Atkins. 1967. I don't know about you, but there's a stamp here, not for sale. This is sort of like 1967. This is the earliest I've seen, and I have as a promo. I wonder what other people have, if they have anything earlier. 1967. Okay, so flea market. Several weeks ago, I went to the flea market, and again, I'm trying to get albums that I'm really going to listen to, and not just to build a big, huge collection. I will admit some of it is, I just was really curious. The albums were really reasonable price. That's another reason, about $2. All of these, except the Discogs one, were like $2. Robert Quine and Fred Mayer. He is, or was, Lou Reed's guitarist at one point. He was also Richard Hell and the Voidoids. Not sure about this guy, but this was an album I don't see, and I don't see much about Robert, and that's why I bought it. And it's from the 80s. It has that 80s sound, and he uses a lot of loops and tape machines, this guy. So it sounds like they just went into the studio and just hit, record and lay down what they could. But this is interesting. It's called Basic. And not that one. $2. Double album of Hot Tuna. Double dose. Jorma Kaukonen and Jack Cassidy. And this is them playing live. This album's from '78. I just have a soft heart for these guys. Jorma is really cool to me, and it's cool before they play their really deep tunes. Jorma comes out, does acoustic sets, and that's on here also, a half side. Had this, I should say I needed this. Robert Trower, Bridge of Sighs, that's a must. And I didn't buy this. No, I'm going to hold off. That shouldn't be there. Steve Jones, Mercy. oh gosh, now I'm in trouble. 87, the long hair, Steve Jones, bad period for him, drug-wise. But this is just a cool album. It's not the punky-ish guitaring sound, a little more Billy Idol 80s sound. But this is a good one. I love Steve Jones.
Where is the mercy and trust? Where is the love I've lost?
Okay, I've been trying and wanting to collect some Tull, and this is a pristine album, really great condition. And like I said, this one was $4. I didn't know about this album, Passion Play, until when I came home and I started reading about it. Concept album, I gotta give it a thumbs down. Disappointing. Those of you who know this album probably know what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna still give it a try. I think the effort is really there. You could hear it, but not the Tull that I'm used to. I needed this one, Cheap Thrills, Big Brother and the Holding Company, approved by Hell's Angels of Frisco. Crumb did the artwork here, and this is just a wonderful album, with Janis. You got to get this one. This was not recorded live. They did overlay some live sound from people. One song is live, Ball and Chain, but it's just funny how they did that. But Big Brother, excellent. Jefferson Airplane, this is live at the Fillmore East and West. I don't have to say too much about what that must be like, and enjoy that. So, my friend was there also, and I bought 2 albums from him, and I do really like Aerosmith. I like their earlier stuff, up to maybe A Night in the Ruts. But anyway, I wouldn't even consider listening to this album because of Joe Perry and oh no, what's his name? Brad Whitford isn't on here. Crispo and I'm sorry, I forgot the other guy's name. So I wouldn't even listen. But I'm telling you, when I heard Jailbait. This album's cool. Really happy to get it. Mountain, I believe this is the third one, Flowers of Evil. This is just a great album to have. It has the classic guys on it. So my friend Ron had a garage sale, and I go out there and help him. I should say help him by buying. And this is a band I never really got into. And I'm going to admittingly say, because of the name, I've never even had any desire. Climax Blues Band. And I started thinking, blues band, okay. So these guys are good. And those of you who know them, you know what I mean. This is Stamp, and this is a really good album. It's really good. I was impressed. And I'm probably going to get a few more. And when I went there the night before, I was doing some reading up, and I said, you know what, I got to get Boz Scaggs' first album. He had it. It's $2.
People at that time, I just didn't understand. Somebody lonely died.
Boz Scaggs played for, before he became solo, played for who? Steve Miller Band. Free Live, underrated live album. Paul Kossoff is just brilliant on here. Paul Rogers, we don't even have to tell you, but the band is tight. This is just opens up this way. An album that you really need to check out if you're any type of Bad Company Free fan. And what was interesting at my friend Ron's garage sale, there was a girl who came in and said, I needed to buy some albums. I want to get some albums. And she says, I don't know what it is. And she texts her sisters, and there's going to be a gift, a present for Christmas for him. And they came back and they said, oh, we want the classics. We want Beatles, Stones, Zeppelin, a few other things. So we started pulling these out. She had no clue. Then we started playing these, and she goes, oh, yeah. But the thing is, she says, I don't know how my sisters are getting into this. And all this rock and roll, and but they're going to thrift stores and they're buying records now. And to my earlier point, people are moving, the kids are moving on this. So buy what you can if you see them at cheap prices. Get that vinyl. It's such a beautiful thing to have. That's about it, folks. Let's see where we go next time. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.